Insider reveals rookie quarterback Browns wanted to select in 2025 NFL Draft. Cleveland Browns picked Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders in the 2025 NFL Draft, but it appears they wanted another quarterback. Although Gabriel has become the Browns starter, Cleveland had their eyes set on another rookie. NFL insider Jenny Rossini of The Athletic reported on Saturday that the Browns wanted to pick Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss. Speaking of summer, several people with the Giants told me New York knew since then that Dart was the guy. They just didn't want to rush it. Before the draft, they did their homework on all the quarterbacks, Rossini wrote. But every meeting with Ole Miss's Dart ended the same way, with coach Brian Daboll and front office members walking out saying, "He checks every box." Believe it or not, the Giants also leaned on some unlikely help. Ole Miss assistant quarterbacks coach Joe Judge, the former Giants head coach, helped the team learn everything it needed to know about Dart, Rossini added. The Giants also knew they weren't alone. The Saints, Steelers, and Browns had all shown interest. New York tried to play it cool, but the Giants also knew Daboll's personality, fiery, competitive, intense, and sometimes a little unhinged, was a perfect match for Dart's energy. The Browns likely would have had to jump back into the first round to select Dart. But, after they traded back from second overall to fifth, Cleveland had the ammo to get back into the first round to pick Dart. But the Browns opted not to make the move, and the Giants ended up getting back into the first round to select Dart. Giants coach compares Dart to Josh Allen. Dart has taken over as the Giants starting quarterback, and he has looked good through 3 starts. Dart has led the Giants to upset wins over the Los Angeles Chargers and Philadelphia Eagles. The rookie quarterback has a lot of promise, and Rossini reports that Giants coach Brian Daboll compares him to Josh Allen. Around the league now, I keep hearing the same line, Daboll finally has his guy. Not just a quarterback who can run his offense, but a quarterback who reflects him, Rossini added. One AFC head coach texted me, Daboll thinks Dart has some Josh Allen in him. That's what this love is all about. There's a looseness to the Giants' offense again, a confidence that's been missing. Dart's not perfect, but you can see why the building believes in him. If Dart ends up being anything close to Allen, it will be disappointing news for Browns fans to know the team wanted to select him but ended up falling short. Gabriel is getting more comfortable as Browns QB. Gabriel will be set for his second straight NFL start, and he feels like he's getting more comfortable. The Browns will be going on the road to play the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Although Gabriel is going up against a stingy defense, he feels comfortable and prepared for it. Yeah, each week you get better and more comfortable. That's with everyone, Gabriel said on October 8. And you want to be able to do more. You know, that's what we're trying to do and find solutions we have to, so that's part of it. But we'll continue to do that as much as possible. The Browns are 5.5-point road underdogs. The 2025 NFL Draft has come and gone, but the Cleveland Browns' true intentions are only now beginning to surface, and the revelation is enough to make every fan in Ohio raise an eyebrow. According to an insider close to the team's front office, the Browns had their eyes on a very specific rookie quarterback, one they wanted badly before circumstances forced them down another path. It wasn't the quarterback most analysts had mocked to Cleveland. It wasn't even one that many thought would fit the team's offensive identity. But make no mistake, this prospect had the attention of everyone inside the Browns' draft war room from the early stages of scouting season. And if the dominoes had fallen just a little differently, the Browns' entire quarterback picture might look very different today. The quarterback the Browns wanted. The name floating around league circles now? Malik Jefferson Jr., the electrifying dual-threat quarterback out of LSU. While Shedeur Sanders has since become the face of the Browns' future after being elevated and thrust into the national spotlight, insiders say Jefferson Jr. was the team's plan entering the draft process. He was everything offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey envisioned for the next evolution of Cleveland's offense. Fast, confident, capable of making plays on the move, and utterly fearless under pressure. One scout put it bluntly. They thought Malik was the one. The kind of quarterback who could turn a 3-RD and 12 disaster into a 20-yard miracle. He reminded them of a young Lamar Jackson, but with a stronger arm. The Browns reportedly had Jefferson graded as the top overall quarterback on their internal draft board, ahead of several big-name prospects who went in the first round. The team's analytics department loved his completion percentage on throws outside the pocket, and his Wonderlic scores impressed even the skeptics. How the plan fell apart. Cleveland's pursuit of Jefferson didn't crumble due to a lack of effort. It was bad timing and bad luck. According to the insider, the Browns were targeting Jefferson with their first-round pick at number 18. But as fate would have it, the Atlanta Falcons, sitting at number 14, swooped in early and selected Jefferson after a last-minute trade-up with the Packers. That move caught the Browns off guard. Their war room, reportedly confident that Jefferson would fall to them, had no backup plan ready when his name came off the board. There was silence, the insider said. Everyone looked at each other like they'd just watched their dream walk away. It took them a few minutes to even start discussing their next option. Cleveland pivoted to other positions, focusing on strengthening the offensive line and defense. But the loss of Jefferson lingered. It said that even head coach Kevin Stefanski couldn't hide his frustration. He had spent months designing offensive concepts specifically around a quarterback with Jefferson's mobility and instincts. Enter Shedeur Sanders. Of course, destiny works in strange ways. A few weeks after the draft, the Browns pulled off a surprise trade, acquiring Shedeur Sanders, son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, from the Denver Broncos. It was viewed at the time as a low-risk, developmental move. Yet, as the season unfolded, it quickly became clear that Shedeur had something special: poise, leadership, and the rare ability to control chaos in the pocket. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The Browns missed their ideal rookie in the draft, only to stumble upon another who's turning into the very type of playmaker they'd been searching for. Shedeur wasn't Plan A, the insider admitted. But sometimes, Plan B ends up being the best decision you never meant to make. What the insider says about the draft room. Perhaps the most fascinating part of this story isn't the player the Browns missed, it's the glimpse it gives us into how the team now operates. This wasn't the desperate, chaotic front office of years past. The insider described the 2025 draft room as methodical and mature, led by a front office that knew exactly what it wanted but wasn't willing to reach out of desperation. They could have panicked after Jefferson got taken, the source explained. But they didn't. They trusted their board. They stayed disciplined. And that's something the old Browns never would have done.